Southern Nazarene takes a step out of Great American Conference play tonight and takes on non-conference opponent Midwestern State Mustangs. You're watching SNU Volleyball right here on SNUathletics.com.
Finger ball flips it over to Starkey for the slam.
He's going to step up in the pocket, looking to throw. He's got a man! Alvin Coleman Jr.
Jeff Harris gets some contact there, going deep left. It's going. And that ball is history.
Shot clock down to 10. They're looking for the alley-oop, and look out! Waylon Newton.
Yeah, with the shot. And
what a goal! Swung on, hit hard. Sam Smith going back. It's out of here! Berlin set Bowie. It's down for the kill, Courtney Bowie.
Abby Boyd going to take a three. Yes, sir.
Disky inside the box at the top.
Goal! It's over! The Crimson Storm have won!
Finger ball.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SNUathletics.com. Tanner Stiles here. Alongside my partner, Michaela Shoneman. She will be here very shortly, but nonetheless, it's a non-conference matchup for the SNU Crimson Storm tonight here in the Sawyer Center. This will be the 13th overall meeting between SNU and Midwestern State, but they have played each other twice in each of the past 3 seasons. This is the first of 2 matches these two will play this season. The Storm have just 1 win over the Mustangs in the all-time series, and that came in a 5-setter back in 2014. They played twice in 1979, with the very first meeting being a tie. Midwestern has won 3 straight, but 2 of 3 went 5 sets. Midwestern State went just 6-26 last season, but 2 of those wins came over SNU, including a 3-0 sweep of the Storm here inside the Sawyer Center. So SNU looking to turn things around this season. Midwestern State comes in 7-8 record, while SNU steps in with an 8-5 record, 4-1 in the Great American Conference. They're looking to win its 4th straight match for the first time since the 2014 season. Storm are also riding a streak of 3 straight sweeps. That's the first time that has happened since joining NCAA Division II, and is the longest stretch of sweeps since SNU has 5 straight sweeps back in the 2011 season. A little bit about SNU. We saw last Thursday night SNU pick up a 3-0 victory against East Central. So they're back at it tonight before hitting the road this weekend for a couple of Great American Conference matchups with Ouachita and Henderson State this weekend, before returning home next Tuesday, where they'll have another non-conference matchup against Cameron University. So we are right into the heart of the volleyball season here. As I said, the Crimson Storm are coming off a 3-0 win at home against East Central, and that moved them into a tie for first place in the Great American Conference. The Mustangs have lost 3 straight, but the last 2 went to distance to a 5th set. The 2 teams have a handful of common opponents, with both getting wins over Pitt State, Southeastern Oklahoma State, and Cameron. The Mustangs have a win over Dallas Baptist, but a loss to St. Edwards. The Storm have just the opposite, with a loss to Dallas Baptist, but a win over St. Edwards. So we should have a good one for you here on tap. It's SNUathletics.com. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have Michaela Shoneman here with me up top and give you a little insight of this ball game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Tanner Stiles alongside Michaela Shoneman, who's here now at the booth with me. Michaela, how's it going today?
It's going good, Tanner. How are you?
Doing good. Glad to be back up here in the broadcast booth. So SNU versus Midwestern kind of gave already a little bit of a brief preview. So who's a couple players to look out for SNU right now?
Yeah, Tanner. So tonight, especially I'm looking out for Michaela Benner again at the middle blocker position. Michaela Benner is having an excellent year so far with 120 kills, leading her team as well as several blocks, also leading her team. Michaela's a huge force on the front row for us. Also, I'm looking out for Elise Berlin, the commander-in-chief and setter for the Crimson Storm. She's doing excellent this year as well with 446 assists on the year. Incredible number there. Also, thirdly, I'm looking out for Abby Bell at the libero position, who's holding down the fort really well in the back row for the Crimson Storm right now with 226 digs from the back row. It's an excellent number she's putting up.
Absolutely, Michaela. Those are just a few of the players. It's just like SNU coming off 3 straight 3-0 sweeps and looking to make it 4 tonight against this Midwestern State Mustangs team. Who's just a couple of players to look out for from Midwestern State, Michaela?
Yeah, Midwestern is really strong on the outside, it looks like. Their two leading attackers with kills are both of their outside hitters, Megan Bettis and Ariel Edwards, with 172 kills and 159 kills as well. So they're super strong on the outside. That's where they're going to be looking to get most of their points from. And then also their setter has 483 assists on the year, an excellent number that she's putting up as well.
Absolutely. And on the flip side of that, SNU setter, Elise Berlin, she just needs 24 more assists to become just the 7th player in school history to reach 1,700 career kills. The junior has 1,676 and stands 8th all-time in school history. So, Michaela, talk a little bit now just about Elise. She's been here. She's seen everything that you can see, starting at from when basically she first stepped foot on campus. Talk about the kind of impact that Elise Berlin has on the Crimson Storm offense.
Yeah, so Elise not only is an excellent setter, she's also an excellent defender. She came in as a freshman as an extra set of hands, but also just played defense her freshman year and kind of worked underneath our starting setter. And then her sophomore year stepped into that 5-1 setting position and did an excellent job. She sees the floor so well. She's a very intellectual player. She does a really good job of delivering the ball on time to the open hitter, and that's what makes her so effective on the front row there.
Absolutely. So what's one thing maybe you're looking out for here? We got about 6 minutes to go here before we get started here in the Sawyer Center. So what does SNU need to do here coming in early into the first set to make sure they come out on a good note?
Yeah, just looking at Midwestern's strengths is their outside hitters. So I would say the Crimson Storm definitely need to be strong blocking on the right side out there with Courtney Bowie out with a potential injury. The Crimson Storm is going to have to really cover that spot and be able to shut down those outside hitters to clinch this win today.
We'll see if they can do that. So as we said, just briefly, we're coming up here on SNUathletics.com. We'll have the opening set for you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Just about ready to get things going here inside the Sawyer Center. Real quickly, we'll lay out the Crimson Storm starters for you. A 5'8 junior from Red Oak, Texas, number 1, Elise Berlin. 5'11 sophomore from Keller, Texas, number 3, McKenna Hunter. 5'8 freshman from Corona, California, number 6, Bailey Terang. A 6'1 junior from Norman, Oklahoma, number 11, Michaela Benner. 5'9 senior from Edmond, Oklahoma, number 16, McKenna Qualls. A 5'10 freshman from Deer Park, Texas, number 17, Kylie Smith, and playing the libero position, 5'8 senior from Georgetown, Texas, number 9, Abby Bell. So, Michaela, we just talked a little bit about it with Courtney Bowie being injured, not playing tonight. You can see her sitting on the bench over there. Head coach Kevin Ingram electing to start both Kylie Smith and Elise Berlin. What do you feel like Kevin's doing there?
Yeah, so there's two possibilities there. They could either be running a 6-2 offense with the setters and having Kylie set some, or he could potentially be putting Kylie in as a defender to cover that right back position for Hannah Davis, who was also injured at the time. But with Elle being in the front row right now, I would say he's probably going to stick with that 5-1 lineup, it looks like.
Getting things going for Midwestern State. On the serve, Elise Berlin going to set Qualls in the middle. The set and on the attack there, it's going to be number 12, Kylie Beaver, picking up an early kill for the Mustangs.
Just looking a little out of position there on defense there. It's a slow start to this game so far.
A 5'10 freshman from Allen, Texas, number 10, Sarah Glaw, on the set for the Mustangs, and the dig there just goes wayward, and the Mustangs pick up an easy one. So a quick 2-0 lead here for Midwestern State. So once again, Kylie Smith, her dig, it's a little too far over the net there, and another kill for the Mustangs.
McKenna Qualls looking to push back here after two overpasses from Kylie Smith, looking to protect that position. These servers are going to go right at them.
So Berlin going to set McKenna Hunter in the middle, covered by the Mustangs. Berlin, Bell pushes over. The set from Glaw. And it's going to be a kill on the left side over there. Number 13, Ariel Edwards, the 5'11 junior from Haltom City, Texas, gives Midwestern State a quick 4-0 lead.
Just like we talked about in pregame, Tanner, those outside hitters, they're going to be looking to them pretty much the entire game. We can expect to see that.
Berlin to Qualls. Midwestern State almost recovers, but it's going to be McKenna Qualls with the first kill of the ball game. So number 8, Lexi Matthews, will check in for Kylie Smith as Elise Berlin will step back to serve. Glaw sets the right side on the slide. It's Kylie Beaver finding that back left corner. So Midwestern State leading 5-1 early. And it just seems like Midwestern State usually just has SNU's number. Berlin over to Matthews. That'll be another point for Midwestern State. So we'll see how long head coach Kevin Ingram will elect to keep him out there before he might want to call a timeout. Terang is going to push it over to Matthews. Glaw sets the middle, and another kill for Midwestern State.
Saw a bit of a late transition there from Lexi Matthews, who started all the way on the outside over there and then had to get all the way back over to the right side. Didn't quite make it, leaving McKenna Hunter with that single block over there on that rip from Midwestern State, leaving them a huge hole to put that ball down.
So Midwestern State jumps off to an early 7-1 lead, and head coach Kevin Ingram calls timeout, and we'll take it with him. Early in the first set, Midwestern State leads 7-1. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Out of the timeout, Midwestern State leading 7-1. Berlin sets Hunter in the middle, but it's kept alive by the Mustangs, and they will just push over. So a free ball here for SNU. Berlin to Matthews, and just some mistiming there between Berlin and Matthews. Or no, I think they're going to call a blocking error on Midwestern State. So it's 7-2 as Caitlin Vout checks in to the ball game. 6-foot senior from Dakota City, Iowa. Bell, pass over to Matthews. Gloss sets the left side, kept alive. Now sets Edwards in the middle. Good dig by Caitlin Vout. Terang on the left side, gets it to go in the back corner. The true freshman from Corona, California, only 5'8", but man, she can jump.
Yeah, a mistake you cannot make against Bailey Terang is underestimating how powerful her swing is. She is small, but she also hits the ball extremely hard.
7-3 as there's going to be a double hit there on the setter. 7-4 SNU, although the scoreboard at home might say 8-3. We're getting that fixed as we speak. 7-4 here in favor of Midwestern State. And another one there as the dig from Edwards. The pass just goes a little too far, so it'll be another point for SNU. 4-0 run out of the timeout. They've cut the deficit to 2. Caitlin Vout's serve goes wide left. First service error for SNU. Kylie Beaver steps back to serve. No, it'll be the libero, Christy Caruth, to serve. 5'6" sophomore from Hewitt, Texas. Berlin over to Matthews. And they're going to call, I believe, another blocking error on Midwestern State. So 8-6 as Michaela Benner checks back in for SNU, replacing Hunter. Abby Bell back to serve. And that was just a good placement there on that serve, by Abby Bell. It's going to be an ace as she just dumped it right off in the middle.
Abby Bell's an extremely good disciplined server as she can mix up all of her shots short, deep, and there's another one there, Tanner.
Again, back-to-back aces for Abby Bell to tie the game at 8.
Midwestern State looking to make an adjustment here on their serve receive, trying to cover in that short ball.
Bell, the senior, starting all 4 years for the Crimson Storm. Berlin sets Benner in the middle, and that's her down for her first kill of the ballgame.
Michaela Benner is a huge threat there in the middle. You cannot leave her one-on-one with a block. You've got to put up 4 hands against her.
Abby Bell continuing to serve here as Glaw is going to set the right side. Kept alive as Garfield will just push it over. Back over to Matthews on the right side. Powerful dig there, and it's going to be Lexi Matthews picking up her first kill.
Both teams there trying to force their setters to play defense. Elise Berlin handling her ball extremely well, getting that ball pushed into the middle for Abby Bell to set the outside, but Midwestern State not able to reciprocate that play.
So it's a 9-1 run for SNU, giving them a 2-point lead here in the first set, 10-8. Timeout, Natalie Rawson for Midwestern State. We'll take it with them. 10-8, SNU leads in the first set. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Pretty exciting first set here already inside the Sawyer Center after Midwestern State jumped off to an early 7-1 lead. After the timeout from SNU, they responded with their 9-1 run of their own, and they lead by 2. So Elise Berlin sets Matthews. Mustangs keep it alive. Berlin to Terang. Glaw going to set the left side, and it gets down for a kill. I believe that was number 20, Erin Richburg. The 5'9" freshman from Rowlett, Texas, getting her first kill of the ball game. So back on the serve, it's Sarah Garfield. Berlin to Benner on the right side slide, gets down for a kill.
Kayla Benner, I say this every single game when they run this play, but Kayla Benner will pull out that little J slide there about once or twice a game, and every team that the Storm plays against has no answer to defend that. She just comes right from behind the pull pad there out of nowhere and puts that ball straight down.
Kylie Smith back in for Lexi Matthews. She was on the serve, and on the right side here, it's number 6, Cassidy Olbermann, getting the kill for Midwestern State. So Erin Richburg back to serve for the Mustangs, trailing 11-10. Berlin tries the dump off, but it's kept alive. Back over to Terang on the left side. Bailey Terang making her mark here in the first set. The third kill for the freshman as Caitlin Vout steps out. And McKenna Qualls back in as Terang's set serve finds the net. Second service error on the Crimson Storm. Nonetheless, they still lead 12-11. So Olbermann back to serve. Berlin back to Benner. Kept alive, Glaw. Double hit there. That's the third time we've seen that already this here in the first set from the setter, Sarah Glaw.
It looks to me, Tanner, like the passers for Midwestern State are just putting that ball just a little bit too tight for her. It's forcing her right hand to push up in order to get that ball above the net, which is causing her to double contact the ball.
And another ace for the Crimson Storm. This time it's Michaela Benner. The third ace here in just the first set.
SNU has definitely found the weakness of Midwestern State, which would be serve-receive for them. And if they can really expose that weakness, we're going to be off to a really good start here.
Glaw over to Edwards, and Ariel Edwards picking up a kill there. Her third of this first set. Edwards and Beaver have really been the only bright spots for Midwestern State so far here in the first set. As Berlin going to try the dump off, and that's going to be an attacking error on Elise Berlin. So a back and forth first set here, 14-13. SNU leading. Berlin to McKenna Hunter. They keep it alive. Berlin drops it off. Glaw over to Edwards again. SNU keeps it alive. Qualls a very near kill there. Back over to Edwards. Quite a volley we got going on here. Smith pushes it over and out the back side. And we now have a tie ball game at 14. Midwestern State here. Berlin over to McKenna Qualls. Kept alive, and Edwards just going to push it over. Free ball for SNU. Berlin to Hunter in the middle. Another one out the back. Another point for Midwestern State.
Those kinds of plays there, Tanner, you just got to be really, really disciplined to know when the ball's set right in the net and you can really take a full swing, and when you just got to take something off and keep the ball in play.
So Berlin sets McKenna Qualls. Kept alive by Kylie Smith. So on the set here on the right side, going to get down for a kill. It's Sarah Garfield, the junior from Wichita Falls, Texas.
Just looked like a little bit of hesitation there from Abby Bell on that dig. She kind of second-guessed herself, didn't quite get there on time.
16-14 Midwestern State. Berlin to Hunter in the middle. Mustangs are right there. Edwards. Terang back over to Elise Berlin. Garfield again, another good dig by Kylie Smith. Miscommunication there from SNU, but they keep it alive. In the middle, another good dig. Qualls. They're trying to say it was tipped, but no, it was not, and it's going to be a point for Midwestern State.
What we've got here, Tanner, is we've got two freshman defenders playing next to each other, Kylie Smith and Bailey Terang, both excellent players and talented players, just trying to work through, playing next to each other. They don't look quite as comfortable as playing next to each other, some of those upperclassmen.
Midwestern State takes a 3-point lead here in the first set, 17-14. Another timeout from head coach Kevin Ingram. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Mustangs leading the Crimson Storm by 3 here in the first set. Elise Berlin sets McKenna Qualls, and she dumps it off to the right side. Good recognition there by McKenna Qualls.
Definitely. Also, Bailey Terang, excellent serve receive there. Bailey Terang's had about 5 or 6 3-quality passes to the target every single time. She's been doing really well on serve receive.
So Elise Berlin will step back to serve for the Crimson Storm. Gloss sets Edwards on the left side. Berlin to Qualls. Abby Bell right there to recover. Glaw. Down on the right side, the first block of the ball game for the Crimson Storm. It was McKenna Hunter and McKenna Qualls. So the first block of the ball game from either team goes to SNU, and 17-16 is the score. Edwards on the left side. Kept alive. Berlin over to Qualls. Another good dig there for the Mustangs. Edwards pushes it over, and a free ball coming. In the middle, McKenna Hunter. And it's going to be a lift call there on the libero, Christy Caruth, and McKenna Hunter gets the kill. So back to all square here, 17-17 here in the first set.
It's just a game to 8 points here, Tanner.
Berlin tries to find that left side corner there, but it's going to be a service error there on the Crimson Storm. 18-17 Midwestern State as Ariel Edwards steps back for Midwestern State here. Berlin to Lexi Matthews on the left side. Bell over to Qualls, tries to dump it off, but kept alive. In the middle, it's Terang. Set by Caruth over on the left side. Terang keeps it alive. Hunter pushes it over. The set to the middle. Another good volley here. We've seen a couple of them already. Glaw to the right side. Berlin to Matthews. And the push to the back left corner there by number 12, Kylie Beaver, is down. And that point, I mean, you got to think that kind of sucks the life out of you, Michaela, after a point that goes that long.
Definitely. Now's an excellent opportunity for SNU to capitalize with Ariel Edwards in the back row right now. Taking her off the front row is a bit of a relief, so now would be an excellent opportunity for the SNU Crimson Storm to score some points.
Berlin all the way over to Matthews, kept alive. And Lexi Matthews going to get a kill there as the pass from Edwards goes a little too far, and SNU makes them pay there as McKenna Qualls will step out. Caitlin Vout back in for SNU, 19-18. Mustangs lead. Keep it alive. Elise Berlin over to Terang. And there's going to be a net violation there on Midwestern State, so the point will go to the Crimson Storm. So here's Vout on the serve. Another good one. It's Midwestern State struggling to keep up with it. In the middle there. Going to be a double hit there after Hunter got it over. So SNU now leading 20-19, looking to take control and win this first set here in the Sawyer Center. So here's Vout. Glaw going to set the right side. What a dig by Caitlin Vout to keep that thing alive. Glaw over to the left side now, gets down in the back left corner. That's Erin Richburg for her second kill. So things are all even here at 20 apiece. Caruth on the serve. Berlin over to Terang. Gets down for a kill. Bailey Terang, her fourth kill of this first set.
Bailey Terang making an excellent appearance in this game today, Tanner. She's done really well defensively and offensively.
So McKenna Hunter checks out as Michaela Benner checks back in. Abby Bell on the serve. And Bell is going to pass it over here to the left side to Terang, and it's going to be a block for Midwestern State. Sarah Garfield and Cassidy Olbermann are there to make the play for the Mustangs. So 21 apiece here. Midwestern State on the serve. Berlin to Terang. They keep it alive. And the dump off there from Sarah Glaw looked to be a double hit there, but the dump off gets down. The Midwestern State leads. This could be dangerous here for Crimson Storm. Garfield on the serve. Berlin to Lexi Matthews, but man, that was kept alive. I don't know how. Berlin over to Terang. Down for a kill in the left corner.
I'll tell you what, Tanner. Crimson Storm are doing an excellent job right now on serve receive of getting their ball in system. Elise Berlin has all the cards in her hands to play. She just has to pick which one to play at what time.
Berlin already 13 assists in this first set to go along with 5 digs. We're tied up at 22 apiece. Kylie Smith back in to serve for SNU. Berlin over to Terang. And another kill from Bailey Terang. Man, what a first set she's having. 6 kills for the true freshman. (23-22) in favor of SNU. Richburg attacks the left side and gets down for her third kill for Midwestern State.
Elise Berlin's got to be looking to get Michaela Bentner this ball on this play right here.
See if they do. Indeed they do. They find Benner, but Midwestern State right there to keep it alive. Berlin to Bell. Back over to Terang. Glaw. Terang again, and it's down for another kill. Bailey Terang has taken over this first set. 7 kills for Bailey Terang as she steps back to serve on set point. And man, would this be huge here for the Crimson Storm. Glaw sets Edwards down for a kill. That's a big point for Midwestern State. It's the 4th kill for Ariel Edwards. 24-24. Once again, it is win by 2 on each of these sets. So the next point will not be the end of it. Qualls over to Berlin, who dumps it off. Glaw in the middle, kept alive. Back over to Edwards. Berlin. Glaw over to Edwards once again. Good dig by Abby Bell to keep it alive. Back over to Qualls. And it's kept alive there. What a block from Michaela Benner and McKenna Qualls.
I'll tell you what the key to that play was there, Tanner. Abby Bell, an excellent dig over there from Ariel Edwards. She took an absolute bomb and put it right on the money for Elise Berlin to get that ball out there.
So Bell fired up over there on the sideline. 5 digs, 6 digs now for Bell in the first set. Benner steps back to serve here in set point. Glaw over to Edwards. Down for another kill. Ariel Edwards, her 5th kill of the first set, tied at 25 apiece, and this could be, well, we may not know when this first set's going to end. And it's going to be an ace coming up there for the setter, Sarah Glaw. Lexi Matthews not able to handle the serve.
McKenna Qualls is going to be pushing back. Lexi Matthews is going to be at the end line here for this serve-receive reception.
So here's Glaw. Berlin to McKenna Hunter on the slide. Kept alive here. Hunter to Berlin on the attack, and it's down for a kill. Elise Berlin, she can do it all.
Elise Berlin tends to catch people sleeping, and that is a habit that she has developed over time, Tanner, that she is very, very popular for.
So here's Glaw over to Edwards. Kept alive, Berlin to Qualls. Hit hard. What a dig by Caruth, the libero from the Mustangs. Hunter in the middle. At the net there, it's going to be a point going to, oh, now they're going to get together and talk about it. The ball was out of bounds over there on the left side, but I think they're going to get together and discuss whether or not there was a net violation.
We also could be looking for a touch on the block there, Tanner. Lots of different aspects to look at. All 3 refs, the up ref, down ref, and the line judge on the Mustang side, all getting together to talk about what they saw.
We don't have the courtesy of Division I where we might have multiple replays that might show us some different angles. We just got the one up top here. So they are going to award the point to Midwestern State on what I believe you said, Michaela, there was a violation there on the Crimson Storm, as Midwestern State now leads 27-26. Sarah Glaw serving here. Oh, now it's going to be Ariel Edwards.
Midwestern State's coach there asking for a lineup check to make sure she's got the right server with that little bit of confusion there.
So things are ready to get going once again. Berlin to McKenna Hunter, kept alive. On the left side, it's Richburg, and that's going to be it for the first set. Erin Richburg, her 4th kill to conclude set number 1 here inside the Sawyer Center. Midwestern State takes it 28-26. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll break down the first set as well as give what we're looking for in the second set. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. As you can see there, Midwestern State taking set number 1, 28-26 in a back-and-forth battle early in the Sawyer Center. SNU was led by freshman Bailey Terang. 7 kills with a great 500 hitting percentage in that first set to go along with 5 digs. Elise Berlin had 15 assists to go along with 6 digs. And Abby Bell also had 6 digs to lead the Crimson Storm. Lexi Matthews with 4 kills for the Crimson Storm. Once again, no Courtney Bowie tonight for SNU here in the Sawyer Center. Midwestern State was led by Ariel Edwards, who had a couple of big kills late in that first set. She had 6 with a 333 hitting percentage, and Kylie Beaver started strong with a couple of kills there early, finished with 5 for Midwestern State. Nonetheless, they took advantage and got the points they needed when it mattered. Michaela, what's something you saw and stuck out to you in that first set?
Yeah, a couple of things for the Crimson Storm on their side. Making a little bit of an adjustment without Courtney Bowie out there on that court. Took them a couple of points to get adjusted to that, to playing without her. Also, Midwestern State struggling on serve-receive there. If SNU can exploit that and really make them work on their serve-receive side, we really have a chance to run away with this, Tanner. Also, the setter for Midwestern State, number 10, Sarah Glaw, had a couple of double hits there in the middle of that set, but still came out with a strong game. Midwestern State really relying on Ariel Edwards on the outside. They keep her in all the way around, front row, back row, and they really rely on her. Well, it looks like they're starting without her this game, Tanner. That she's over on the bench. Last game, she stayed in the entire time.
Yeah, as you said, Edwards getting a break over there on the Midwestern State bench. Is set number 2 ready to get going here inside the Sawyer Center. It's Caitlin Vout on the serve. Glaw sets the right side, and it's going to get down for a kill. It's going to be Kylie Beaver, her 6th kill in the ballgame.
Crimson Storm also making an adjustment on their lineup. Kylie Smith, first game was going into pass for Lexi Matthews. Lexi Matthews is playing for herself right now.
Berlin to Benner on that slide in the middle, and there's just really nothing you can do about that.
You're right, Tanner. Elise Berlin really looking to come out strong there with that slide to Kayla Benner. Kayla has a strong ability to change the momentum of a game just with her presence on the court. She's so aggressive, a very big player when it comes to momentum and energy on the court.
It was Benner's 3rd kill of the ball game. It's the Mustangs here, and they're going to call a double hit once again. You touched on it, Michaela, that the setter there from Midwestern State, a couple of errors in the first set on some double hits, and as we see one early in the second. 2-1 SNU. McKenna Qualls back to serve for Crimson Storm. Her serve finds the net on a service error there. I believe that's the 4th for the Crimson Storm. She steps out as Kylie Smith checks back in.
You see Kevin Ingram has moved those freshmen apart in this game, Tanner. Last game they were playing next to each other, and now he's got them on opposite sides.
Megan Bettis serve for the Mustangs, wide out the back. 3-2 lead for SNU. Bailey Terang on the serve. And the pass from Caruth to Glaw was a little wide, and so they had to push it over. And Michaela Benner very nearly gets another kill, but kept alive by the Mustangs. Berlin over to Matthews. Down for a kill. Lexi Matthews, her 5th kill.
Lexi Matthews is known very well for her ability to control her swing, Tanner. She can hit any spot on the court.
So here's Glaw in the middle, setting Beaver, kept alive. Bell over to Matthews. And I believe they're going to call an attacking error there on the Crimson Storm.
Ball was hit into the antenna there as Lexi Matthews was trying to hit that line ball, but just missed her left and nicked that antenna.
So Caruth serving now for Midwestern State, and it's another service error for the Mustangs. I'm sure head coach Natalie Rawson not pleased with the service errors for Midwestern State. 5-3 SNU. Abby Bell serving. Pushed over. Berlin over to Matthews. They keep it alive. Berlin to Caitlin Vout in the middle. Midwestern keeping it alive once again. Richburg's attack goes wide left, and it's going to be another point for the Crimson Storm.
Another aspect of the lineup change we just saw there, Tanner. McKenna Hunter is taking this one out. Caitlin Vout playing for herself and also covering that middle blocker position.
So Glaw in the middle there sets Kylie Beaver, does a good job of adjusting there, and it's going to be another kill for Kylie Beaver. Beaver's 7th kill to lead the way for Midwestern State. They'll get another one there at the net. 6-5 now. SNU leading with Sarah Garfield serving.
SNU looking to make an adjustment here on serve receive, pushing Kylie Smith back. Also pushing back Caitlin Vout for the serve receive ball.
Berlin to Matthews in the middle. Kept alive. Back over to Richburg. Set there, kept alive once again. Gloss sets on the slot on the right side. It's going to be a kill for Cassidy Olbermann.
Midwestern State getting a lot of little cheap shots here, Tanner. Just pushing those balls right over the middle or getting touches off the block. They're getting lots of points here on just those little things, those little communication errors, those little defensive position errors. SNU's got to be able to hold down those in order to clinch this.
Midwestern State keeps it alive. Going to get down for a point there for the Crimson Storm. Caitlin Vout does a good job of recognizing where the ball was at the net, making a play. 7-6 SNU.
SNU's got a really strong front row right now. All seniors in the front row, Lexi Matthews, McKenna Qualls, and Caitlin Vout.
And on the attack on the right side there, it's going to go out of play. Another point for the Crimson Storm. 8-6 they lead.
Yet another aspect to this lineup change, Tanner. Coach Ingram really switching it up. McKenna Qualls playing that right front position up against those left side hitters.
So on the attack there for the Mustangs, it's down for a kill. Aaron Richburg back to serve. Berlin to Vout in the middle. What an attack from Caitlin Vout.
All three aspects of that play, Tanner, the pass, the set, and the hit, all perfectly executed there. Bailey Turing with an excellent high pass. Elise Berlin, great set. And then Caitlin Vout with that wide open kill. Put that ball down hard.
Indeed, it was too much for Midwestern State to handle as Lexi Matthews goes back to serve. 9-7 in favor of SNU. Berlin going to set to Ring on the left side. They keep it alive. Abby Bell does a great job of keeping it alive. So does Vout. Nearly gets down for the point. And the attack over here by number 17, Megan Bettis, gets down for the kill for Midwestern State.
We're seeing a lot of scrambled volleyball right now, Tanner. A lot of balls out of position, a lot of tips, a lot of little balls we're driving for. It's not the typical game you'd see from the Crimson Storm.
Service error there for Midwestern State. The score is 10-8 now in favor of the Crimson Storm. Caitlin Vout serving. The attack for Midwestern State kept alive. Back over to Terang on the left side. And another block for Midwestern State. Their second of the game. It was Beaver and Glaw. So 2 blocks for Midwestern State. And 3 for the Crimson Storm. And the point going to go to SNU there on another service error for Midwestern State. That's their 4th of the game.
We're also seeing a senior level libero there, Tanner. Abby Bell, an excellent vision for the court at this point in her career after 4 years of playing that libero position. She has a really good eye for what ball is in, what ball is out, and we saw that there just now.
And another service error. This time it's the Crimson Storm and number 17, Kylie Smith, on the service error. So 11-10. Our scoreboard at home might say 12-9, but it's 11-10 here inside the Sawyer Center. Berlin to Benner in the middle. Down for the kill, Michaela Benner. 4th kill of the ballgame.
Excellent execution there. Michaela Benner keeping her hand really, really high there, just snapping her wrist over, forcing that ball straight down in the middle. Excellent play there.
So 12-10 SNU leads in the middle. Beaver. Action at the net, kept alive. They reset Benner, and it's going to be a block for Midwestern State. Richburg there to make the play for MSU.
That ball set a little bit behind Michaela's head there. Her arm just seemed to drop a little bit too much, forcing that ball into the net there.
12-11, SNU. Berlin sets Benner on the slide. And that's going to get down for another kill. Michaela Benner coming alive here in set number 2, 5 kills. She will step out as Caitlin Vout steps back in. So it's Vout, Matthews, Berlin, Smith, Terang, and Abby Bell, who is currently serving here for SNU on the floor right now with a 13-11 lead. Glaw sets the right side down for a kill. It's Sarah Garfield, her 2nd kill. So Garfield back to serve. Berlin going to set Vout in the middle. Glaw. Attacking error there in the middle by Olbermann from MSU. It's going to be a point for SNU.
I tell you what, Midwestern State is really giving their setter a hard time on their defensive and putting that ball super tight on the net there. It makes it really, really hard to get a good set out of that.
Elise Berlin serving now. Abby Bell passes over to Qualls on the right side. Tries to find that back corner, and they're going to call, I believe, I don't know if it was an attacking error or the ball was just out of play on the back. Some confusion there.
Line judge just didn't really seem to have a good vision for that ball. Didn't make a call, so the up ref just went ahead and made an executive overturn.
And it's going to be an ace in the transition there from Erin Richburg. Tied up at 14. Richburg's 2nd ace of the ball game. Berlin to Matthews. Down for the kill, Lexi Matthews, her 6th kill.
I tell you what, Tanner, when SNU gets that ball in system and gets a good pass on serve receive, they can be unstoppable when it comes to offense. There's so many different angles they can attack from, and all the hitters are more than capable of putting that ball down there.
They've got a lot of firepower.
Definitely.
On the outside hitting there for SNU. At the net there, it's going to be a kill there for Cassidy Olbermann, a freshman from McKinney, Texas. Getting her 5th kill of the ball game. Tied up at 15, so just like set number 1, it's a close match here. Terang going to try to drop it off. Glaw over to Bettis. Good dig by Matthews. Berlin. Going to be a double hit there on Elise Berlin. And I'll tell you, you really don't see Elise Berlin make too many mistakes like that.
Definitely not, Tanner.
So 16-15. Midwestern State regains the lead here. And another service error from the freshman, Olbermann, tied up at 16. It's the 6th service error for Midwestern State. SNU has 5. That's Caitlin Vout back to serve again for SNU. And now that's the 6th service error for SNU. Vout steps out, Abby Bell right back in. So Glaw back to serve. Berlin over to Terang. Hit very hard, trying to find the back right corner, but just out of play. Point goes to the Mustangs. So after Bailey Terang had 7 kills in that first set, Midwestern State has made adjustments. Terang still trying to look for her first kill of the second set. 18-16 Midwestern State. Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. 18-16 Midwestern State leads. They took the first set. And it's another point for the Mustangs here. 19-16, and they're threatening here.
Kayla Turangs had an excellent game so far on the serve-receive side. That's the first ball I've seen from her, Tanner, not pass right to the setter.
So Berlin sets Turang on the left side, down for the kill. Her first kill of the second set. She's got 8 for the ball game.
And then she comes back right there, Tanner, answers back with a kill after a poor pass.
SNU needed that. Maybe they can get some momentum sparked here in the second set as Kylie Smith back into serve for the Crimson Storm. Service error from Kylie Smith, the 7th of the game for the Crimson Storm. 20-17, Midwestern State. Berlin to Benner. Down for the kill. Good placement by Michaela Benner.
Excellent discipline there. Just putting that ball back into play, snapping her wrist really hard, getting lots of spin on that ball, and that ball just dropping in right there in the middle of the defense for Midwestern State.
The 6th kill for Benner. Turang back to serve. Glaw over to Richburg on the left side. Down for the kill, Aaron Richburg. 7th kill. Her and Beaver have led the way for the Mustangs. Each with 7 kills apiece. As Beaver checks out and Olbermann's back in. Caruth on the serve for MSU, leading by 3. Kept alive there at the net. Berlin to Benner, trying to find the back corner, just out of play. Point goes to Midwestern State. And we'll see if head coach Kevin Ingram elects to call timeout, and indeed he will. 22-18 Midwestern State. We'll keep it right here for you. So Michaela, SNU now trailing 22-18 here in the second set after dropping that first set. How important is it here to come out of this timeout to try to get back into this ball game?
Yeah, definitely a well-called timeout there. SNU offensively can be unstoppable if they stay off of their heels and stay on their toes as far as being aggressive. So now would not be the time, Tanner, for SNU to be timid whatsoever or to sit back on their heels or to second-guess themselves. We have a very experienced team on our hands, mostly seniors, a couple of freshmen here, and then Elise Berlin and Michaela Benner, juniors on the team. So for the most part, we have a very experienced volleyball team over here. They know how to play the game of volleyball, and they can execute offensively very, very well. We just got to get that first ball in system. Not really taking care of serves right now, which is something that is basics of volleyball. You got to be able to take care of those things. But also right now we got to be able to take care of serve receive and really executing on offense.
See if they can do that. We've seen SNU's hitting percentage fall from, they hit about 300 in that first set, and now they're down to 175 here for the game. 22-18. Berlin to Benner. Some missed timings there, and it's a point for the Mustangs. 23-18, and SNU in a dangerous position here.
Like I said, Tanner, you cannot hold back at this point. You got to be able to go out and get those points.
And Caruth's serve is out the back. 23-19. We'll see if SNU can string something together here. Abby Bell back to serve.
Great big hole there in the middle right now. Abby Bell's going to be looking to drop this ball in short.
Bell already with 2 aces in the ball game. Back in that first set. Gloss sets the middle, kept alive. Berlin to Matthews. Glaw going to reset the right side. Down for the kill. It's Sarah Garfield on the attack, her 3rd kill. And it's now set point for the Mustangs. And they can head to the break with a 2-0 lead. Berlin to Matthews. Down for the kill, and that's a big one for SNU.
There it is, like I was saying, Tanner. Lexi Matthews holding nothing back on that swing there, just taking a full rip. She got a great set, and then she was able to put it down.
So Elise Berlin back to serve, 24-20. Midwestern State. Gloss sets Richburg on the left side. It's a block for the Crimson Storm. Caitlin Vout and McKenna Qualls.
Midwestern State looking heavily relying heavily on their outside hitters to win this game for them. But McKenna Qualls, Caitlin Vout, giving them all the trouble they can.
Gloss sets the right side, kept alive. It was the 4th block of the game for SNU. Matthews on the left side, another kill. They've cut the lead to 2. 8 kills for Lexi Matthews, and it's going to be a timeout on the floor. Midwestern State, SNU's trying to come back and make this thing interesting. 24-22, Midwestern State leads. We'll be right back at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. 24-22 lead for Midwestern State. SNU picking up another big point.
I can tell you, having Elise Berlin on the service line right now is optimal with how consistent she is as a server, but also how difficult her serve is to receive.
So on the attack there, Midwestern State. It's kept alive. They try to drop it off in the corner. Can they get there? And it's going to get down for a kill. And that is going to be it. In set number 2, Midwestern State takes it 25-23, and they head to the break with a 2-0 lead. It's big for them, so we'll step aside for just a moment, come back, break down those first couple sets as well as hear from our sideline reporter, Cheyenne Reynolds, who will have a quick word with head coach Kevin Ingram. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Tanner Stiles alongside Michaela Shoneman. So Michaela saw Midwestern State take a 2-0 lead into the break. What kind of stuck out to you in those first couple sets?
Yeah, I mean, when you lose a game by 2 points, that's not a hard loss. Like, just because you lost by 2 points doesn't mean you necessarily played poorly. Sometimes in the game of volleyball, that just happens the way that it happens. And 2 games in a row, Midwestern State has pulled away with 2 points for the win. Big 2 changes that we've seen between the first game and the second game for the Crimson Storm was the 2 lineup changes. We saw one lineup in one game and then a completely different lineup in the other game. And I think that really exposed SNU's depth on the bench, being able to play multiple positions, multiple people in different spots. That's a good team right there.
Absolutely.
Being able to put up 2 competitive games, equally competitive games with 2 completely different lineups, switching people in and out of different spots without Courtney Bowie on the court tonight. Also, we're seeing an excellent performance from Bailey Turang tonight, I think, from the front row as well as in the back row. She has been really solid in both places, being able to pass the ball to target extremely well, but then also on the outside being able to keep that ball in play and being able to play with a great amount of accuracy. In that second set, we also saw 2 different people matched up on the outside hitters for the Midwestern State. They rely very heavily on their outside hitters, and SNU has made adjustments for that. First game, they had Lexi Matthews matched up on those outside hitters, and then second game, they had McKenna Qualls matched up on those outside hitters, both equally giving them struggles and forcing them to hit around the block. So both of those things had a big effect on those games right there.
Yeah, absolutely. So SNU was led by Bailey Turang. As you said, she had a great couple of first sets, 8 kills to lead the way for SNU. Lexi Matthews also with 8 kills. Michaela Benner, 6 kills. Elise Berlin, 25 assists to go along with 8 digs in that one. So we're going to actually send it down to our sideline reporter right now, Cheyenne Reynolds, who's got head coach Kevin Ingram. Cheyenne, take it away.
Hey guys, can you guys hear me? How's it going? With Coach Ingram, and Coach Ingram, we saw 2 completely different lineups. What was the strategy for tonight?
Well, we're just trying to figure out we've got a lot of different options, so we're just trying to figure out what's going to work for us. I mean, we've got a couple of players out tonight, and so we're just trying to finagle things and figure out what we need to do lineup-wise, but we just got to play a little bit harder. I mean, we're right there in both those sets. We just didn't play as hard as we needed to in the middle part of both of those games.
And so through these long sets, what is it that you do to keep your players pushing through the adversity? You know, these are longer games than we've seen them play, and, you know, it could get exhausting. How are they keep persevering through this?
Well, you just got to continue to keep motivating them. These girls are high caliber athletes. I mean, they're internally motivated anyhow. So they just got to keep encouraging them. They're on the right track. They're doing things that are good. Not all bad. They're making some mistakes, but they're still doing a lot of good things. So we just got to continue to work through it. We'll make another adjustment here and see if it helps out.
Okay. Well, thank you, Coach. Good luck. Send it back to you guys.
Cheyenne for that. That was head coach Kevin Ingram. They're just giving us a little bit of keys to look out for here in the setup coming. Michaela, what do you think SNU needs to do here to kind of respond now after being down? You know, there's 2 sets left. What do you think they need to come out in this third set doing?
Yeah, I just believe that SNU coming out offense is going to be the key to winning this game. Tanner. Midwestern State's probably looking at coasting through this third set, being able to win, but SNU, we know them, and just the form they are is they will compete and they will continue to fight to the very last point. Tanner, very, like Coach Ingram said, extremely talented caliber athletes we're dealing with here.
Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. We apologize for the technical difficulties in the audio. Got it back here, and set 3 is underway here for the Crimson Storm and Midwestern State. Midwestern State gets point number 1 here Kylie Smith starts off the third set setting. Bailey Terang gets down for the kill, so we see Elise Berlin come right back into the ball game for McKenna Qualls. So Berlin on the serve here, sets Edwards on the left side. Smith over to Terang. Kept alive by Midwestern State. Smith to Benner. Man, kept alive once again. And Kylie Smith going to get a kill on the drop-off there.
Tanner, what we're seeing here, we've got Kylie Smith running the offense right now completely by herself, the freshman setter.
Elise Berlin stepping back into that back line. Haven't seen her back there since her freshman year, but nonetheless, it's going to be a kill here for Midwestern State. But for a player like Elise Berlin, who, you know, she's played setter in high school, you know, and she can play multiple positions, so valuable of an asset to have as another kill for Midwestern State.
Coach Kevin Ingram has definitely given Midwestern State 3 completely different looks. Now he's completely changed the offense with putting the freshman setter in, and she's doing an excellent job, Tanner.
Bailey Terang now second kill of the third set. She's up to double digits now in the kill category. 10 kills for the freshman. She steps back to serve. Tied up at 3. Glaw sets the right side in Garfield. It's kept alive. Back over to Benner. They keep it alive once again. They're going to push it over to Matthews. Down for the kill. Lexi Matthews, her 9th kill of the game.
We've also seen a bit of a lineup change from Midwestern here. They switched it out, the libero jersey here. We've got a different person wearing that white jersey.
And a service error there from Bailey Terang, as the new libero in for Midwestern State is number 2, Sabrina Angelis. And she will step back to serve for Midwestern State. Angelis. Smith over to Matthews. Out the backside, point going to Midwestern State. They lead 5-4. In the middle there, the attack kept alive. A couple of great digs from the Crimson Storm. Benner on the right side. Glaw keeps it alive. Angelis over on the left side. A block for SNU. Kylie Smith and Michaela Benner.
Kylie Smith coming out really strong and confident, Tanner, as a freshman running this show tonight. She's doing an excellent job in this third game here.
So here's Abby Bell on the serve, and another ace for Abby Bell, her 3rd ace of the ball game. Crimson Storm have 4 as a team. SNU retakes the lead, 6-5. Glaw sets the right side. Good dig by Bailey Terang. Battle at the net, and it's Olbermann winning the battle there, evening up the game at 6. Garfield back to serve for Midwestern State. Smith sets Matthews. Mustangs keep it alive, drop it off, free ball for SNU. Smith to Vout. Down for the kill, Caitlin Vout, her 2nd kill of the night. So Berlin checks out, Qualls back in. Kylie Smith on the serve. Vout keeping it alive. Smith over to Matthews, and just some miscommunication, mistiming there from Smith to Matthews. So all even again at 7 here in set number 3. Richburg on the serve. Smith to McKenna Qualls. Back over to Edwards on the left side. What a dig by Bailey Terang. The dump off from Smith kept alive. Vaut tries an attack, but it goes wide out the back.
Kylie Smith making a really impressive appearance in this game here, Tanner. She runs a very offensive, very aggressive offense. She jump sets just about every ball that she's passed, whereas Elise Berlin typically stays on the floor. Two different styles, neither one necessarily better than the other, but in this game, Kylie Smith is definitely giving Midwestern a different look, and they're definitely up on their toes here.
So a block from Midwestern State here to give the Mustangs a 9-7 advantage here in set 3. And Kylie Smith tries to set Vaut, and once again, you see just they just don't seem to all be on the same page right now in passing. So 10-7, Midwestern State after taking the first 2 sets. Smith over to Matthews, kept alive. Edwards on the attack. Abby Bell with her 10th dig. Qualls tries to dump it off in there, and a double hit call on Midwestern State. 10-8. They still lead Crimson Storm. Matthews will be serving for SNU.
I'd really like to see SNU get into a groove here, Tanner, as they just roll away with this offense here. Definitely capable of taking this game here, Tanner. I just like to see a little bit more fluidity in what we're doing on the offensive side as well as the defensive side here.
They set Edwards on the left side. Abby Bell, another good dig. Over to Terang on the left side. Down for the kill, Bailey Terang. 11 kills to go along with 11 digs for the freshman.
Midwestern State switching a lot of their players in and out here, trying to give a lot of people different looks as they've clinched the first 2 games. But, Tanner, I would not hold back anything on the Crimson Storm here. Both of the first games within 2 points of each other. I would not count anybody out at this point.
Smith to Vaut in the middle, and that's another kill for Caitlin Vaut. 3rd kill, and we're tied back up at 10 here in set number 3. Lexi Matthews still serving for SNU. And a service error there from Matthews. Point goes to the Mustangs as Oberman back to serve. Smith sets Qualls. Down for the kill, McKenna Qualls, her 3rd kill.
We're seeing quite a bit of a size difference up here at the net right now, Tanner. Several balls have been up in between both teams, but SNU is overpowering Midwestern State on the front line right now, being able to push those balls, not only just blocks and tips, but also jousts on the net. They're being able to win those contests.
Smith to Terang. Did it find the left corner? Yes, it did. Bailey Terang, her 12th kill of the ball game, giving SNU the 1-point lead here in set 3. Glaw sets the right side on the slide. It's kept alive there. Edwards. Smith to Benner. Smith resets the left side, and Terang, and what a volley we got here. Qualls dumping it off. Smith back to Qualls. And man, Ariel Edwards is doing it all right now for Midwestern State. What a block for Edwards.
Sarah Glaw also looking for every opportunity to not have to set into Michaela Benner and McKenna Qualls over there. She's really trying to expose that backside over there with Bailey Terang's lack of height. She was trying to go at her. Bailey Terang not even missing a beat over there.
So there's some action at the net, and ball is going to go out of play, and point will go to the Mustangs. So they lead 13-12 now midway through the 3rd set. Smith sets Terang on the left side. Another kill for Bailey Terang. Make it 13 for the freshman. Qualls checks out. Elise Berlin back in after a breather on the side. Berlin has 26 assists to go along with 10 digs. Gloss sets Edwards on the left side. 11 digs for Berlin now. Terang gets pushed over. Bailey Terang is putting this Crimson Storm team on her shoulders right now. Another kill for the freshman.
We're seeing an excellent performance, Tanner, for both of our freshmen today. Bailey Terang and Kylie Smith, both just running the floor right now.
14-13 SNU leads. Smith, the dump off, kept alive. And recognition there by the junior, Sarah Garfield, dumping it off right on that line to even things back up at 14. So Edwards will step back to serve. That was Garfield's 4th kill. Edwards and Richburg lead the way for Midwestern State with 8 kills as Berlin tries to attack the left-hand corner. Out of play. Point to Midwestern State. 15-14. Edwards still serving. Oh, and Berlin, it didn't look like she didn't know if she wanted to take that or not, and just hit it at the last second. So an ace for Edwards. 16-14, Midwestern State leads in set number 3 after Edwards picks up her second ace. And we'll have a timeout on the floor, and we'll take it with them. SNU trails here in set number 3 by 2. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Set number 3 here inside the Sawyer Center with Midwestern State getting an ace here out of the timeout. Edwards, her 3rd ace of the ball game. 17-14. And now a service error for Edwards. 17-15. SNU still trying to hang around. Make this thing interesting as Bailey Terang back to serve. And an ace from Bailey Terang, her first of the ball game, the 5th for SNU. Now just a 1-point lead. Gloss sets the left side there, kept alive, back over to the right side. Terang over to Matthews. Glaw resets the right side. Going to get down for a block. Michaela Benner does it again. It's the 6th block of the ball game for the Crimson Storm. Tied up at 17. Glaw sets the left side. Her attack is wide left. And SNU regains the lead.
Elise Berlin, excellent discipline over there on that line. Being able to put her foot right on the line so she knows exactly when that ball is out and when it is in. She'll be able to let that ball slide by her and get that point for her team there.
Action at the net there, and it's going to be a double hit on the setter, Sarah Glaw. So SNU now on a bit of a 5-0 run themselves, taking a 2-point lead here. See if they can close the set out. Over to the left side, the attack from Richburg gets down for a kill. Erin Richburg, her 9th kill to lead the way for the Mustangs. So Sabrina Angelis back to serve for the Mustangs. Matthews over to Benner, who just dumps it off. So Midwestern State has a free ball. Not a very good pass there at the net, and SNU takes advantage of it on the block. 20-18.
Tell you what, Tanner, there's not a single person in the GAC that I would want to go up against less than Kayla Benner. When it comes to joust, Kayla is so strong up there on the net. There's not anyone that can go up against her and win that joust.
So it's going to be a kill there on Richburg as the attempted block from Vout and Smith. Just out of play. 20-19 here in the third straight set that has been extremely close here inside the Sawyer Center. Smith to Matthews, and they're going to call a double hit on the freshman Kylie Smith, and we now have a tie ball game at 20. So the first to 5 now here in set number 3. Attack by Vout is kept alive. So the Mustangs will push it over here. Smith to Matthews, kept alive. Smith on the attack, and it's a block in the middle by Olbermann. So it's been freshmen from both sides that have really run the show here inside the Sawyer Center. And Cassidy Olbermann for Midwestern State, and the setter, Sarah Glaw. 21-20, Midwestern State retakes the lead. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick one with them. See if SNU can make it interesting, force it to a fourth set. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. We're back inside the Sawyer Center. 21-20 lead in set number 3 for Midwestern State. They're looking to close this thing out in 3 straight sets. Smith sets Matthews on the left side there, kept alive. The drop off. Terang over to Smith. Glaw, and it's going to be a double hit there, trying to set Richburg, 21-21. Berlin checks out, calls back in as Kylie Smith goes back to serve for the Crimson Storm. Smith has 9 assists and 5 digs for the freshman. And the attack from Richburg on the left side is good. 11th kill for Aaron Richburg. 22-21 Midwestern State.
Midwestern State pulling a really fast offense there. Middle blocker, Kaylin Vout, not quite able to get all the way over there and close that block with 4 hands. McKenna Qualls going up alone there with just 2 hands on that. That's not going to be a winning formula for us against their outside hitters.
So here's Richburg on the serve. Smith sets Matthews. Kept alive, Glaw to Edwards. Resets the middle. Bell over to Qualls. And it's kept alive by Midwestern State. Smith to Qualls again. The jump off. It's down for the kill. McKenna Qualls picking up her 4th kill. So tied up at 22 here. Matthews back to serve for the Crimson Storm. Gloss sets Edwards. Terang keeps it alive. Bell pushes it over. Glaw to Edwards again. Another good dig by Abby Bell, and it's not converted there at the net. Ariel Edwards picking up her 8th kill.
Once again there, Tanner, we're seeing a single block on the outside there. Up against Ariel Edwards, that is not going to be a successful play.
And so another point there for Midwestern State, 24-22. And we have come now to match point here inside the Sawyer Center. Midwestern State. And it's going to be a service error for Oberman. Caitlin Vout back to serve, 24-23.
If there was such thing as a golden rule in volleyball, Tanner, it would be not serving out on game point. And that's just what we saw right there.
So Gloss sets Edwards on the left side, kept alive. Matthews, the pass over to Qualls. And the point is going to go to Midwestern State on the attacking error from Qualls. And that is going to do it in our ball game here inside the Sawyer Center. Midwestern State takes it 3-0. Midwestern State will move to 8-8 on the season, while SNU will move to 8-6 on the season. Once again, this non-conference game for the Crimson Storm. So we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll break the game down. Michaela will give us her thoughts to the game, and we'll hear from head coach Kevin Ingram. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Tanner Stiles alongside Michaela Schoeneman. Midwestern State comes into the Sawyer Center, takes a 3-0 win over the Crimson Storm. Michaela, what stuck out to you in the ballgame?
The score honestly sticks out to me right now, Tanner, with Midwestern State pulling away all 3 games by just 2 points. That's really a well-fought game and a well-played game by both coaches tonight. Very, very close the whole time, the score going back and forth. This really was a battle, even though Midwestern took it in 3.
Yeah, you talked about, like I said, the score. I mean, 28-26, 25-23, and 25-23. I mean, it was close all night. I mean, I think the biggest lead from either side was, I believe, 3 or 4 points. You know, so it was one of those games, just real back and forth. Really just back and forth performance there. So we were going to have a sideline interview with Cheyenne Reynolds and head coach Evan Ingram, but we were going to cut that short due to inclement weather actually coming in our way. So we got to break this thing down right now. So once again, Midwestern State takes it 25-23. SNU will be on the road this weekend in a couple of GAC performances this weekend against Ouachita and Henderson State. So be sure to keep up with SNUathletics.com, up to date on those games for you. Tanner Stiles signing off here with Michaela Schoeneman. Once again, SNU falls 3-0 to Midwestern State. Have a great night, everybody.